This is a very old and antique maybe weighing machine, because nowadays everybody is using digital weighing machines. In time of digital things, such a mechanical thing may be considered as antique, but maybe it is working, but it is not properly working, not properly showing. So I am trying to overhaul it. You see how I overhaul it. There are two springs retaining the top foot resting surface, and this is the bottom of it. There are only two main parts, and there are springs in the middle, so that the springs get tensioned and device is able to weigh a person using this disc. See, like this. I am pressing and showing you how it is, how it works. Now, because it is not showing weight properly because of some reason, there is some inside misalignment. I must open it and put it straight together. I have to remove those two springs which are retaining the whole thing together. This is the method of removing retaining spring. This is the other one. So I am putting it in the eyelet and then letting my screwdriver out of the grip of the spring. See, it is gone inside. Now I can remove my tool. Here I have opened it. These are two springs which hold it down. One, two, three, four. Four are supporters on which these V slots rest. And action is such, when this is pressed, because of leverage, a spring is tensioned, which is inside this here like this. This spring, it is tensioned, and using some gear system, this rotates, weighing whatever the weight is. This is the construction. This is the adjuster. So it is made for setting 0. Now, the misalignment was somewhere here. The 4 feet were properly not setting inside and resting on these slots. You can see shining components. They are the shining edges. They are the only resting surfaces. It is so arranged that there is a V slot here in which this thing will sit. Similarly, there is also a V slot there in which this strip sits here. That's the gear system. Due to all this leverage, 60, 70, 100 kgs is supported by such a small spring. You can see the performance of this leverage system. Here, I'll open up this nut to remove the disc so we can see inside better. there are two studs which go into these two holes. This is a central stud which has nut, and this nut center screw on which this nut will go on top of here, and there is a slot made or a cavity made in which this nut will fit like this. Now this rotates when we put load on the surface. This is a suspension system. Support 1, main support 2, main support 3, main support 4. Lever 1, lever 2, lever. These are two levers, small levers, and these are another two big levers. Lever 1, 2, big one, 3, 4. This is pressing down from here, and the big one is pressing down from here. So when this is pressed, there is a spring under it, and down here this thing gets stretched. You can see the spring is getting stretched. So this is pressing this lever here because of this spring tension, and this is a gear strip which is rotating this one using a small spur gear which I showed, this one. This one is the spur gear which is getting rotated because of this strip. Strip has gear threads on top of it. You can see those gear threads here. It gets pulled because of the spring, and it is like this, it is rotating and weighing our weight. So this is a construction. This is a tension adjuster which will adjust the tension of the spring, and due to that it will adjust our weight to correct setting. This one is the weighing spring, and these are all supports and levers. 1, 2, 3, 4, I repeat again. And this is the main structure of the rotating member, and this is the adjuster. It is spring inside. It's such a simple and nice design, very brilliant one. So now this one has to sit, all these have to sit on these slots. 1, 2, 3, 4 will accepting 1, 2, 3 and 4, and will be held by these two springs. These are anchored here. Oh, this is all inside a mechanical weighing machine. So I am going to fit it. I have to make sure this V slot gets into this one. 1, 2 gets into 1, 2 slots. 3, 4 gets into this 3, 4 slot. 4, 5 gets into 4, 5 slots. 6, 7 gets into 6, 7 slots. Now by feel I have to make sure it has got into the slot. Here it is. So now I have to assemble it together. First, as I removed it to show you how this thing fits on, this disc fits on this one, and this is the retainer. This is the nut which holds the spindle down. And the disc is held by this nut. As I told you, I have to get all these things simultaneously into their respective slots. I showed you 4 supports in which all these V grooves must get and should get suspended properly so that the weight will be distributed on 1, 2, 3, 4 supports. So whether it is properly fitted or not at this moment, because holding springs are not yet pulled down and not mounted. So I can check whether it is properly installed or not. See, like this, suppose if I press from this side, it should indicate the wheel should rotate slightly and indicate that it is working. Now this corner should also work. Like this, suppose if I press, it is rotating, means even this is properly fitted. From here also it is pressing and the dial is rotating. That means this slot is also fitted. Now this one. Now here also it is pressing and rotating the disc. Means all 4 slots are properly fitted. Now to carefully invert the whole thing and pull down the springs to their fixing position. Now I have made a simple tool to pull the springs up. See. Now one is pulled. Now I have to get my tool out of spring clutch. So I will hold it up using a screwdriver. I will remove my tool and get the screw in the slot. Make sure it is not this. See, this is a mistake. I let it come up, so I have to open up again and realign the whole thing. The purpose of making mistake in assembly is to show you, if by chance if anybody makes a mistake in assembly, what happens? This lever will fall down from the cradle. See, here is the cradle. So it should be properly installed inside the cradle. Here. Now, once it gets into the slot, it is to be supported by this slot. Okay. You have to verify whether this is okay. Yes, this is all right. Suspended properly in its own cradle. Getting properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again I will try. Three, 4. can see the internal spring. I'm trying to catch it up and pull it up. I have to get my tool out of it. Once it gets into the hole and gets locked up, it will be helpful. Now let's see how it weighs. Now it is working okay. We have to adjust the 0. This way it is going higher side. This way it will come back to its original 0. So it has come to 0. So now weighing machine is working okay. From any side it is measuring pressure, weight, that means it is working okay. Okay, that is done. Thank you for viewing my video. Please subscribe.